It's time for the MCTS experience with Mr. Orfe and Mr. Nash. Discover your passion and unlock your future.
Hey, welcome everybody. Another perfect episode on a perfect day at Mercer County Technical Schools. Glad to have you with us. A couple of quick announcements before we get underway. Mr. Nash, tell us about the bowling night.
Well, it's an exciting thing and a social exercise that we have going. You know, it seems like it's that, but it's more fun. Bowling night at Hamilton Lanes, January 30th. Mick, to quote you, they're losing money on this deal. $10 gets you shoe rental and 3 games, and a great way for your kids to connect, socialize, and stop staring at their phone.
Unbelievable. What else? We have testing, just in case you have applied to the STEM Academy or the HSA, Health Science Academy. The testing for that is happening on January 26th. This is Saturday at the Aspen Center. If you have not heard about the testing and you have applied or you haven't been invited or whatever, get in touch with our main offices at those buildings.
You definitely want to plug in there, Mr. Orfe.
Thank you.
Want to plug in.
Thank you.
I'm excited because you guys know, in addition to career counseling and connecting guys and gals with internships and really paid career liftoff points, I'm also the Skills USA guru for the district. So
love it.
It's awesome. So we're actually hosting, anybody listening that wants to come see what a Skills USA competition is all about, we're hosting a state-level contest for the 3rd year in a row here at Mercer County Technical Schools SIPEC campus. And we'll have a myriad of contests going on that day. We have culinary MRE challenge, job interview, principles of engineering, and the list goes on and on. So if you're within the sound of my voice and you want to come see what Skills USA is about, if your son or daughter's coming here in the near future, maybe next year, or you're a share-time student thinking about coming, come on up and see Skills. It's an amazing opportunity, and it helped change my life back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. See what that's all about. Sounds wonderful. Last but not least, we are not hosting this. This is an event that's taking place at the Boys and Girls Club on Spruce Street in Lawrenceville, in Lawrence, and it's a restaurant, retail, and hospitality day. It's a career fair, so they're gonna have a lot of different presenters there. Tables you can come up if you're looking for a job. It's a great place to go. Wegmans. We are going to be there represented to meet other potential students and talk about career possibilities. But also, it's a great opportunity for our current students to go out and find some work.
The hospitality industry is exploding, Mr. Orfe, just to build off of that. And this is a great venue. Picture everybody under one roof and accessibility to see how you can map a career opportunity, tuition reimbursement. The sky's the limit. I mean, If you want in, this is the place to be.
That's Wednesday, January 23rd from 5:30 to 7. Admission is free at the Spruce Street Boys and Girls Club. Guess what's coming up next, Mr. Nash?
What?
Student of the Week.
And now it's time for Student of the Week.
Student of the Week. Thomas Bolton is here with us, and we're very happy to have you here, Thomas. Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
It's good. Thomas is an incredible student. We're excited to have him here with us.
He's a good student. He's a fine young man. He's a tall drink of water, actually. He's
my
towering
gosh.
over you and me both, Mr. Nash. But also, one of the things we like to do with this segment, Thomas, is not just focus on the student's academic career. I know that you have a very good one. But also to talk about the students outside of school, their interests and things like that.
Multifaceted.
Yeah.
Multifaceted.
Thomas is definitely multifaceted. He's attained something that very few people in the world can say that they have done. Thomas, would you like to bust it out there and tell us what you've done recently, what honor you've attained?
Yeah, sure. This past Saturday, I received the rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America. We had a big ceremony. A few of the staff from HSA were there.
Wow.
That's very nice. Who came to the ceremony?
Miss Wurzel, Mrs. McCobb, Miss Terepka, she was there.
God bless them. That's awesome. That's really
Mr.
cool.
Baldino, actually.
Oh, really?
Awesome. Yes, I recognized Mr. Baldino. He played a large part in mentoring me during the project. So.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and tell us, if you don't mind, I'll have you do more of the talking. Tell us about the project that you did.
Yeah, so for the project, I just I wanted to do something with the military. I wanted to honor and recognize those who are in the military and have served in the military.
Right on.
And so I was looking around and I realized the front of our school seemed a bit empty, right? So I started looking up blueprints, looking up what I could do, and I designed 5 benches, each bench dedicated to a different branch of the military. And then I fundraised enough to get a plaque for the inside lobby of the Aspen Center, saying, thank you for your service to all graduates of that school who have served, are serving, and plan to serve in the military.
Home run.
Absolutely fantastic.
Home run.
So, and that's one of those things. Now everybody wins there, right? You're honoring the military. You're honoring past, present, and future students of ours, and just other members of the military. But also, you're doing a nice thing for our school, beautifying that front area of Aspenpink.
It is. I mean, I was there the day that you dropped the benches off and set things up, and it was, while you're neck deep in the process for your Eagle Scout project, and it was just really, it not only beautified it, but created an area of honor that makes you reflect on the flag and how great this country is and how hard people work and serve to protect us from, some nice people in the world. Yeah. And it's awesome. So kudos to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And of course, and helped yourself out a little bit too, because you got to that was the big project to get that your Eagle Scouting badge. Did you? So you said blueprints. Did you build those? Did you design them? Tell me about that process.
So I was looking online, different bench designs and stuff like that, and I saw something similar online, and then I just went to the sketch pad and figured out what size would work, what length. The original blueprint actually that I found online, they were a bit short, so I experimented a bit with that, built a prototype to see what height I wanted.
My God, that's awesome.
Then I just ended up with what we have now in front of the Aspenpink Center.
I love it. By the way, thank you for doing that.
Yeah,
nice,
that's really
nice work.
Nice work. Nice, well done.
Tell me a little bit about your game plan. So you're a 12th grader.
Yes, sir.
You're going to graduate in a few months. What's going on next? What's coming up next for Thomas Bolton?
On December 15th, I got my acceptance letter from Virginia Tech.
Whoa!
Whoa! All right.
Wow, exciting. That's a sigh of relief. I mean, it's only just begun. That's the gun going off. It's not the end game, but till you receive that letter in your hand, I'm sure it's pins and needles.
Oh, yeah.
Are you definitely going there?
Yes, sir. I applied early decision for the engineering program.
Awesome.
Oh, my gosh. How cool is that?
Congratulations.
Well, that's exciting. Exciting. All right, so go in the time machine, throw a dart at the wall. What are you really passionate about when you're going to be studying there? Is there any specific area of engineering that you want to hone in on? Is there something that is magnetizing you?
Yeah, I've been interested in mechanical engineering for the past 2 or 3 years. And after my education, I would like to go into specialize in automotive engineering.
Oh, I might know a little bit about that.
Don't get Mr. Nash started on the automotive talk. Just kidding.
No, it's that's amazing, and right now is an incredible time for you to launch off of that platform and dive in like you want to. And I commissioned this moment that you promised to come back and visit, and we're going to do a follow-up podcast.
Of course, yeah.
We'll do sound bites from this one, and we'll smash cut. Producer Nick is nodding.
Yeah.
Producer Nick is nodding. Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic, because Mr. Nash would talk to you about cars all day long. Give us one quick snapshot about your I know you're a car guy as well.
Yes, sir.
Tell us one cool thing.
Tell us something you love to do to your car, meaning modifications or something you've done a bigger job.
Just a backstory real quick. The car was originally my grandfather's. I called him
cool
Pop-Up.
What is it? What kind of car?
It's a 2003 Subaru Forester.
All right.
So in 2005, my grandmother, his wife, passed away, and they had 2 matching Subaru Foresters.
Aww.
And he gave the one to my mom, who then gave it to me.
Bestowed it to you. Excellent.
Yep. When I got it, it was in pretty bad shape, but I just worked on it over time, got some motor work done on it.
Nice.
From sitting in the garage for like 3 or 4 years, it had all those little dents from who knows what. So February or March, about a year ago, I got all the body work finished up. And now, I mean, other than last night, it broke again, but drives brand new, pretty much.
There you go. Look at that.
I bet you're the man to fix it, too.
Yeah.
Very impressive, Thomas. We're really glad you joined us. Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Bolton, your Student of the Week.
Knowledge is power. It's time for Ask MCTS.
Interesting topic this week, Mr. Nash, for the Ask MCTS section. I spent some time in West Windsor Plainsboro School District last week.
My alma mater.
Your alma mater. I know. That's. I talked about you a lot. They're a big fan of yours over there.
I signed an autograph. I'm kidding.
They have a plaque on the wall.
Stop.
A bust of your head.
There's a watercolor of me in the library. There's a watercolor of me. A bust of my head. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, they have a wax model of you.
Oh my God.
Anyway, a couple times I got asked by kids. They said I'm going to go to. Their answer was I'm going to go to college. I want to study. A couple people said engineering, some computer programmers, and they could not see the usefulness of coming to a 2-year vocational technical training school. And I'm curious how you would respond to that.
Well, first of all, it's a solid perspective viewed by many. But I really believe the answer isn't from myself or anybody in MCTS or anybody at Lawrence, Princeton, Trenton, Ewing, West Windsor. It really is in the career field, whether it's a Fortune 500 company or a startup. You got to talk to people at the end game to formulate your plan to get to where they want you to be. So when I do talk to employers and I do consult with Fortune 500 companies and really established pharmaceutical or engineering or automotive companies. We actually have a Ford field engineer from Ford Motor Company here today on campus, and he and I were talking. They would really love to embrace a person on their entry-level career paths that has an ability to understand the product on a grassroots level. So, all right, let's just pretend somebody wants to become an automotive engineer or designer. Of course, you're going to take all the courses. They're going to upload you for that. But if you've come to a CTE program that allowed you to understand the systems of a car and maybe even work just a little bit in a car repair place, do you not think that would change the mindset of an individual that's an engineer once they're around the 29, 30, 35-year-old range and how their mind sees the product and what the market is requesting into its ability to execute performance or the substructures of the vehicle, et cetera. So in other words, in order to run a great restaurant, chances are you had to work on a line and you were doing dishes or part-time in a podunk restaurant in your hometown. I'm not saying that defines you, but the manufacturers and the people that are in the position to really connect graduates and college graduates to these career paths that can transcend through the business really say we want somebody that has rolled up their sleeves and delved in. We had a student that is getting their doctorate in electrical engineering, but yet went and took our electrical program, worked for an electrician, whether it was a residential electrician or commercial electrician. Again, the perspective that you have once you've done it is immeasurable, and that's what we're hearing.
Concrete understanding, a practical understanding of these things.
Absolutely.
Instead of only a conceptual understanding.
Yeah, I mean, here's what it basically boils down to. There's two subgroups. There's students that know that they really want to pursue this as a career, and when they pick this particular subject here at MCTS, or a student that wants to absorb the knowledge and the hands-on practical experience because it's going to change the trajectory of their career that's correlated and connected to this.
I love it.
Both are wins.
Both are definitely wins. Thank you very much, Mr. Nash. Another outstanding answer on Ask MCTS.
I do my best. I try.
Hi, this is Anastasia from the Culinary Arts Academy, and you're listening to the MCTS Experience.
We don't stop learning after the bell rings. Guess what? It's time for Teacher Tips.
Very special teacher tip this week coming to us from, now, not many people know this, but Mr. Nash was, of course, a teacher here at MCTS.
That is correct.
Before he became our career counselor. And so officially now, this is not just out of laziness that we're doing this. This is our teacher tip coming to you from former teacher and current awesome guy, Dave Nash.
Well, it's the cool part. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share. And a lot of the things that we're hearing from students and from employers and teachers are, hey, I don't have a resume. Where's a good place to get a resume? And a resume is a game changer. In the advent and the season of electronic applications, if your son or daughter goes into an internship opportunity, a place of employment, a career employment, and they have a paper resume, that sets them apart. So check out JA My Way, which is the name of the website, jamyway.org, and it's for junior achievement. Junior achievement's been around since the 60s. It's CEOs and CFOs of Fortune 500 companies that give back because they care about the generation coming up. It's a cloud-based website, cloud-based server. My kids' resumes are stored on it. We encourage many classes here at MCTS to utilize the service as well, and it provides a valuable footprint. So go for it. Junior Achievement, jamyway.org if you need a resume creator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nash, for our teacher tip. And, of course, coming up next, our featured guest.
Hey, you, come here. Check it out. They're in our school. They're in our community. They're around the corner. welcome our featured guest.
Welcome back, everybody. We're very excited to have our featured guest today. Her name is Barbara Dudycz, and I'm pronouncing that correctly?
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us, Barbara.
Hi, great to be here.
All right. Barbara was just helping us out today as a judge in one of our Skills USA competitions over in the Auto Tech Fundamentals class. And as a matter of fact, it happens Barbara is an instructor at Mercer County Community College in their Auto Tech program. You've had a very interesting path to get there, but I just want to, off the bat, mention this program. And please correct me if I'm wrong. You can get an associate's degree in applied science and a certification in auto technology all in one fell swoop, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Tell us a little bit more about the program first, and then we'll talk about you.
So at Mercer County Community College, I am an instructor at the General Automotive Program. It's a 2-year program. At the end of 2 years, a student will receive an associate's degree. Along with the automotive classes, the students still have to take the math and the English, the science classes that go along with all the academics for getting an associate's degree. So part of the program is the students also have to have an internship. So by their third semester, the students are required to find a job so that by the time they graduate after the 2 years, they are pretty much, I can say, 100% guaranteed to have a job when they graduate.
Because they've already got one.
Because they already got one during the school session.
And it's a career. And I know that you know that there's so many dimensions to the employers that are contacting you, the corporations that are contacting you, the businesses that you have relationships with. You know, it's. I think anybody that's listening to this, because you know inside your mind and through your experiences and the hundreds of guys and girls that have come through the program, just how diverse this opportunity can springboard somebody's trajectory and career trajectory. You could start out as a technician and move to the front of the house, a marketing component, the parts. It's so riddled with opportunity. It's hard to even put into words, and that's why we brought you in. Is for guys and girls, moms and dads, students that are unsure about what they want and can see that a college-based automotive program works great for a person that came to Mercer County Technical Schools. It's a no-brainer if you're on an automotive program. But more importantly, like you said, that guy or that girl that graduated high school is like, I always liked working on cars. And I'm sure you see a lot of that. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Barbara, would you mind talking about your path a little bit, what we were talking about off microphone before?
Sure. Well, I started out of high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I stumbled into Mercer County Community College. I took architecture classes, and I decided that wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. Then I found a brochure for the automotive technology program at Mercer. And then I called the program coordinator, Fred Bassini at the time, and I went with it, and I got in the program. And after the 2 years were completed, I had an internship with Chrysler dealership local in the area in Lawrenceville, and I was with them for 11 years.
Wow. And so student-wise in high school, it sounds like were you knocking the ball out of the park every day in class and on SATs and stuff like that?
My grades were okay. I had A's and B's, but my SATs were average.
Okay.
So I didn't make it into a 4-year school right away. Mm-hmm. So it was the right direction to go into a community college to get those credits under my belt. Okay. And then eventually transfer to a 4-year school.
And I imagine you must have some kind of an engineering mind as well if you were looking at architecture and things like that.
I did complete a 4-year bachelor's degree in physics.
Oh my gosh!
Okay. Yeah, Orfe, I think she's dialed in.
So that leads me to my next question anyway, which is so with an associate's degree, applied science, this type of thing, you could, your path is fascinating, what you chose to do with it, and now you're out there instructing young people the same way that you got instructed. But you could do anything with that degree. You could really go anywhere with that associate's degree.
Yeah, it's a good foundation to start out for young people. They're not sure what they want to do. They can get into a trade, get into applied science degree, and then piggyback off of that. Maybe they want to get into management. Maybe they want to get into business. They can go into a science direction. And it's a really great foundation to start out your life. And then if you want to make a change later in life, you already have an associate's degree.
I love it.
And you can continue with your college degree.
I'm interested for you to try to encapsulate. I know the answer selfishly. Disclosure, shameless disclosure to myself, meaning how many businesses, manufacturers, facilities, utilities are seeking your grads. When you guys have an advisory meeting, how many businesses are there and basically pounding the desk saying, please give us employees? Do you have any employees? I was wondering, and we're not talking $9 an hour job. We're talking about we need functional, career-minded individuals, $50,000 plus to start, provided they can, have the aptitude. Try to encapsulate that.
So as part of the Mercer County Community College Automotive Technology Program, we have a committee meeting twice a year, and people that attend that committee are from local dealerships, local shops in the area that are looking for technicians. So we have I think we had 19 people coming out for the last meeting. So there were 19 businesses represented.
Pounding the desk saying, please,
Yes.
please, please, I want skilled technicians that are buildable, and they would provide even more training off the view guys and provide more upward mobility that could be activated in a 5 to 7 year career.
What's great about the automotive program at Mercer is that these students are going through the school, the courses, and while they're taking these courses, they're also working. So they have theory and also hands-on at the dealership. They're seeing real life, real world problems. People are bringing their cars in and they're fixing them.
When you're instructing, how often do you see students come back and you're talking about a concept that really is deep conceptually inside the mind, and a guy or girl can contribute by saying, oh my gosh, we ran into something, or that's how that works? Do you experience that as an instructor?
I always encourage the students to tell me what's going on in the dealership and let me know what kind of problems they're seeing or what kind of vehicles they're coming into the shop. And whenever I talk about the lessons in class, I always try to connect what I've seen out in the real world. And that always piques the students' interest when I tell them what I've seen, what problems I've seen, and what they're really going to be dealing with out on the floor.
What was so as a former automotive technician for a long time, I'm interested for you and I to connect. What was your specialty when you were a professional technician? What did you love? Electrical, drivability, slinging engines? Like, to the outside knowledge, Mr. Orfe, when you're a technician, you have a skill set where you're like, oh, good. You almost rubbing your hands together like, oh, yeah. So what was yours?
I liked electrical.
Yes.
I was very proficient in electrical, and I also liked dash work.
Nice.
I liked heater cores and evaporators.
It's like a jigsaw. When you take apart a car's interior, if anybody listening to this, take a look at your car's interior. First of all, cars are beautiful now. When I started in the late 80s, cars were horrible. Or what were you driving in the late 80s?
When you started, they had cranks on them.
Stop
right,
it. You stop, mister. You knock that off. But now, in all seriousness, the dash, taking apart and putting it back together is really complex and so different than what it was even in the 80s and 90s. And I could see you're conceptually gifted and you enjoy being fastidious with your abilities, and I think it's great. I think
these two are getting very excited, Mr. Sikowski, because they want to go talk shop. Literally, they want to go get a cup of coffee and start asking trivia questions about. Well, what about the camshaft and this?
Oh my gosh! Well, the neat part is I'm hoping that somebody's listening to this. Maybe it's a parent. Maybe it's a student that's undetermined like you were. Everybody's saying engineering. I hear it all the time from high school students. What are you going to do? I'm going to be an engineer. And that's all. Engineering's not bad. But what type of engineer do you want to be? Environmental science? Do you want to be mechanical? And a lot of times guys and girls just don't have an understanding. And if there's an interest in automotive, a natural gravitation or magnetism towards that field, they could definitely benefit from what you guys offer at the college. Correct?
Correct. It also opens doors for other departments, other areas. We had one student who was interested in writing, so they went through the automotive program at Mercer and continued with a bachelor's degree in writing or whatever it
journalism.
They got journalism. They got their 4-year degree, and then they went to be an editor for Hot Rod magazine.
I love it. By the way, our automotive program, just for our listeners, anybody that's interested in that area, our curriculum is aligned through an articulation agreement with Mercer County College. So you finish our high school program with, 12 credits, Mr. Nash?
9 or 12? You're the expert, Barb. What is it? 9 or 12?
9
okay.
or 12.
Okay.
9 to 12 credits. We'll put it in that range. I just want to wrap it up with one last question for you, Barbara. And once again, thank you so much for joining us. If you were speaking to a high school kid right now, what would you tell them? A kid who didn't necessarily know what they would do later on in life? Because what kid does really when they're 16, 15, 17 years old? What advice would you give them?
When you're just starting out as a high school student or finishing high school, you really don't know where to go. my advice is step into a community college, see what kind of programs they offer. Look through the book, look online, look through all the career programs that they have. Maybe 4-year school's not right for you. Try to get into a trade.
Mm-hmm. What's a good time for if a student wanted to connect with you or Jason, the other instructor? What's a good time for somebody to stop? Obviously, they could email you and you provide it, but is there a good time people can stop in? Like, do you guys wind class and shop down at, say, 2:33 in the afternoon on Tuesdays and Thursdays? I mean, not that you want walk-ins or you'd prefer an email, but is there a time that works well? So if somebody listening could look into their schedule to visit, that's what I'm asking.
We're at the shop at Mercer Monday through Thursday, 8 to 3 or 4-ish.
Okay.
Afternoon would be best.
Great.
If anybody wants to come down in the afternoon.
And the facility, to be very clear, is directly across the street from the college on Old Trenton Road. And the shop is surprisingly held at Mercer County Technical Schools because we have an auto shop there that the college leases. So the actual auto shop and classroom for automotive theory is held directly across the street, and the college classes are taken on campus with all other buildings on campus.
Correct.
Okay, great.
Hey, Barbara Dudycz, thank you so much for joining us. We really loved having you here. What a great week we had, Mr. Nash. What another exciting episode of the MCTS experience. Do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, I'm just excited to see the season of the year that we're in, and we're starting to see seniors develop a career path and a plan. You know, whether it's 2-year, 4-year military, trade school, or career-based employment with upward mobility. All 4 of those things are great, and we're heading down that path.
You got a lot of kids out on CAE now?
Yeah, I compared my numbers from last year. CIE, co-op, internships, all is really on the uptick. I probably have around 30-plus already, and by the end of the year, I'll be pushing 60 easily.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good. Enrollment's up, too. We remind you to go to our website, mcts.edu.
If you want the good program, now is the time.
It's yes.
It's
yes.
right on the homepage. You log on the homepage, it's right there.
And it's filling up fast. So get out there. I'd like to thank our student of the week, Thomas Bolton. Great job, Thomas, and congratulations on Eagle Scout. And, of course, Barbara Dudycz, our featured guest. Check out her program at Mercer County Community College. Outstanding teacher.
You're welcome.
Outstanding mechanic. Thanks for bringing her in, Mr. Nash. And thank you, Mr. Nash, for being our teacher tip.
And all joking aside, that's just, we love to do that. And if a guy or a girl can learn how to just do a simple resume, that just sets you apart so much. So I had to share it. It's right on the radar.
Absolutely. J.A. my way. And last but not least, please share this podcast with a friend. Listen on Spotify, Google Play, or iTunes. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And on behalf of myself, Mick Orfe, and Nick MacGyver-Sikowski, and the great Dave Nash, invite you to listen next time on the MCTS experience. And I invite you to discover your passion
and unlock your future.